All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rome, and normally on this channel, I review really expensive devices. But what about the people that care about how much money they're spending? So today, that's why I decided to go ahead and talk about the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. This is a global device, so it comes with all the goodies that we're used to in the US, like Android Auto and being able to pair it with your Wear OS devices and things like that. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. All right, so with this device, I'll say that I ordered it from Amazon and I got it overnight here, and I'm in Tennessee. I got it really fast. So if you're in the need for a quick device and you want to get a decent device, then this is the way to go. I paid a little bit under 500 for mine, which I mean is not super cheap, but it's not it's not nearly as expensive as it could get for like those premium devices. Okay, and even with it being budget friendly, it still has really good specs inside and a really great display, which is a huge display, a 6.83-inch display, OLED, AMOLED. So the refresh rate goes up and down to help you with battery life and things like that. I mean, it's just a really feature-packed device. All right, so let's look around really quickly. You got your power, you got your volume rocker, you got an IR blaster and a speaker. On the left side, nothing. It's really clean. On the bottom, you have your USB-C port and your SIM tray. You have your speaker. So you have speaker top and bottom. Is even with those speakers being top and bottom, I couldn't find anything that really clarified whether they were stereo or not, but I'm going to assume that they're not, since this is a budget device. All right. And on the back, you have a 200 megapixel main sensor and a 8 megapixel ultra wide. You have two cameras on here, okay? You have your flash, and that's really it for the design itself. And I'll say that even though this is a budget device, I feel like when I'm holding it, it feels solid, like what you would feel when you're holding a premium device. The rails feel nice and smooth and refined. Everything looks really nice. The bezels around the screen look really, they're even, and they are not super thick or anything like that. They're actually really thin. So, I mean, overall, just a well-made device. And for those that don't know, Redmi is a device made by Xiaomi, basically. Okay. All right. So jumping into the device itself, like I said, 6.83-inch display. And as you can tell, it looks absolutely beautiful. It gets extremely bright. You won't have any issues seeing this device in direct sunlight. All right. Going to dial that back down a little bit for the sake of the video. All right, so what you get here, HyperOS 3 actually, and it's based on Android 16, and you get a lot of like options and like customization options and things like that. The OS is really smooth. All right, you look at your personalization options in here. Like you can go in and you can customize. You click on your clock and you can customize how that look, and you have a few options here. And so not bad. And you can scroll down for a few more. So quite a few more actually. And you can change your font. And you could change it based on what the clock design that you have in the background. So that's really nice touch. And you could even determine how saturated you want those to be. So I thought that's just like a really nice touch. So since I have this red and white character in there, I think I just put a white top, red bottom, and you can see how that looks. And I can do it vice versa and things like that. So you have quite a few options there. You can do your depth effect, turn it on and off. You can do your effects here. You can blur it. I'm going to go back to original. You can do your lens, and you can apply these different effects right there. So really nice stuff. All right. And same here. You can go here and you can set a different wallpaper if you want that, and you can blur it. But that's really all the other customization options you get from here. Okay. I'm going to cancel that. I'm not going to save any of that. All right, we're going to move over to icons. And the only thing you can really do from the icon screen, which I was expecting that you would be able to do more, but you can't. You can actually just only change the icon size, and you can change the background color. Now, here's one of the weird things I've noticed about this device. You could change them, and basically what it's doing is just applying a theme, the color pack to it, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. But I did notice that it doesn't really work with the native apps on the device. Like Gallery does not have a change there. Themes doesn't change. So it's weird that it impacts the Google apps more than the actual native apps. And that may be a thing with it being global and they wanted to just add that in, I guess. But either way, that's how it will look. And it's not bad at all. This one icon is going to drive me crazy. But anyway, moving on. Let's go in and let's look at the specs a little bit, okay? All right, so as you can tell, this does have 5G. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off so you can see that. It was, yeah, there it is. 5G is up there, just so you can see that. I have the 512 gig storage option here that comes with this device. And like I said, it's based on Android 16. And we're going to go into detailed. You can see I have 12 gigs of RAM. And this one has the Snapdragon 7S Gen 4. So it's, you know, one of the dialed down versions of the chip just to save money and help you keep a few of your coins in your pocket. Okay? So it is a really nice device, as I said before. And we can go ahead and jump to battery really quickly. Battery on this device is incredible. I don't really know any other way to say it. I use this device a lot, and I've only had it for a day or so, a couple days. Battery is impressive, but if you find yourself getting low on battery, you see that right there, sitting in the corner. There's a 100-watt charger. This thing charges up in no time, and oh, let me step back a little bit. This is a budget device, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah, just under $500. And you get a charging brick here, a 100-watt charging brick. You get your silicone case here. And of course you get your cable so you can use the charger, but we don't even get this no matter how much money we spend on a phone here in the US. We don't get any of this stuff. You get the phone and you may get a cable if you're lucky in that box. So you have to appreciate the small things, right? If you're going to spend your money, this is a wise way to go. Oh, and not to mention that the phone comes with a screen protector on it. So, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, budget friendly. You get everything you need with the device. If you want to buy extras, you can, but you get everything you need in the box. I mean, that's a win for me. I'm just saying, I bought devices where you get nothing with them. So, hey. All right, so outside of that, everything looks well. Everything is nice. The software is nice. It's HyperOS, so if you're familiar with it at all, you know there's really nice software. The only shortcoming I've noticed that I'm just not really fond of is your folders. I'm used to being able to stretch the folder out and get like a horizontal folder where I can click directly into the apps, or do a vertical folder where I can click directly into the apps. Here, you only have three options from what I've found. You have your regular, you have your enlarged, where you get three big apps that you can click directly into, and you get a smaller folder that you can open up and click into. And you can do extra, extra large, where you get more apps that you can, you know, click directly into without opening the folder. So that's the only shortcoming as far as I've noticed, really, as far as customization goes, that I'm just not really fond of. I really wanted to have, I've really grown accustomed to that folder option. All right, so moving on to cameras. You'll notice immediately the quality is really nice here. Even though you only have one main sensor that's 200 megapixels, it's nice. And I think that sensor is 1/1.4 inch, which is, I mean, that's a decent size for a budget phone, okay? I have no complaints there. It does great. But outside of that, the zoom itself is going to be all digital. There's no optical zoom here, okay? So you'll notice that basically what it's doing is just cropping in on that main sensor. So the photos, especially in lower light situations, the photos will get a little fuzzy, but I mean, for budget friendly, this is a really solid camera. No complaints whatsoever. Now, I haven't tested the ultra wide, but it's 8 megapixels. I would not expect to be blown away by that whatsoever, okay? All right, and even in low light situations, I'm gonna put this up on the screen for you guys, but it did really well capturing what was actually there. And I absolutely prefer that over these overly brightened photos that try to just just look like you had a flashlight in the room or something like that. Capture as much detail as you can in that dark room where I could tell what I'm looking at and just really enjoy that, what was actually there. But as I said, the ultra wide won't blow you away, and the selfie camera is a 32 megapixel selfie camera, and I think it's solid. I have no complaints whatsoever. I think it does a great job. If you're into selfies and video calls and things like that, that'll hold up great for you. Okay, if you're doing video calls on the social media platforms, those will be great for you. So no complaints there. So moving on. All right, so normally what I do in this segment of the video is I just play the speakers. I'm gonna crank it up to 50% or as close as I can get by eyeballing it, okay? And we're gonna do that. We're gonna play about 30 seconds and then we'll come back and do 100%, okay? So let's get into it. All right, so that was at 50%, and I think that they get really decently loud at 50%, but let's go ahead and blow our ears off with 100%, okay? All right, so with this being Xiaomi, they do things a little differently, okay? So I cranked it up to right here, which is roughly about 100%. If I do it again, it's gonna go up to 200%. Hope you guys see that. And if I do it again, it goes up to 400. So I'm gonna leave it right here and just kind of let you guys hear that, and then maybe we'll go ahead and crank it up to 400, okay? Okay, so if your ears haven't been blown off yet, let's go ahead and do it at 400. Whew, that is insanely loud. But outside of it just simply being loud, you won't be really blown away by the speakers on here. The good thing is it doesn't really get distorted. No matter how loud you crank it, it doesn't get distorted, which is a plus in my book. But your lows are all but absent. They're there, you could tell they're there, but it doesn't hit quite like it should, okay? But other than that, I mean, decent speakers, no complaints, okay? All right, so in the interest of just showing off the haptics really quickly, unfortunately, Xiaomi doesn't have like the haptic video in their device or whatever, but what I like to do is just hit a bunch of keys and just talk about what I'm feeling when I'm using it. So long story short, these haptic motors that they put in this device give me more of a, I almost want to say a clicky vibration as opposed to like a more like a more refined. So the motors, they're decently strong for sure, but they give me more of a closer to like a mechanical keyboard click vibration or something like that, as opposed to like that nice, really, like, it's strong, not like a nice strong vibration, but refined. And this one just doesn't feel as refined. It feels like they put a motor in here just so you can get your haptic feedback and get your notifications and things like that. And if if that's all you care about, you want to make sure you get your notifications and things like that, you won't miss them with this motor. The motor is strong, it's good. A tip I will throw in here though, really quickly, the way Xiaomi does like their vibration, like for notification, like silent mode, like your silent notification, you can turn that on. But if you still have, there's a vibration feature in here. If you still have that on, if you put it on silent mode, it's still going to vibrate. You have to go in and turn it off. And then now it'll be completely silent. And vice versa, if you turn it off, It'll automatically turn it on, but you can turn it back off, and then you will only get your notifications without the vibration. So, I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Okay. And the last thing I want to cover really quickly is there a little island up here where you can manage your different apps that you have open, things like that, your notifications, so on and so forth. It's all up there, really nice. All right, so the last thing that I'm going to cover is the pull down, the notification and control center. They are separated on this device. You see, if I swipe to the left, you'll get your notifications, and if I swipe over to the left, you'll get your control center. From what I can tell, they are not, you cannot combine them like what you're used to, where you get the pull to get your control center, and you pull down once for your notifications, then you pull down again for your control center. You can't combine them in that way on here, from what I can tell. Now, if anybody's aware of a way that you can, feel free to drop a comment down below and let us know, okay? Help us out. For those that are interested, I'm perfectly fine with it. I've actually become accustomed to this, so I'm perfectly fine on this. All right, so with all that being said, this is a really well packaged device. You get all the goodies in here, the 5G, the Wear OS here in the US, your Android Auto, all that good stuff, okay? So if you want to save a buck and get a decent device that comes with the charger in the box and a silicone case if you just want to slap it on there and protect your device immediately, it's all there, okay? And you get a screen protector on here built in out of the box. So you don't even have to buy anything extra with this device when you get it. That's a win, right? That's a win for your wallet out there. So for you guys that are budget conscious and care about how much you're spending, this is a good way to go, okay? I know $500 or, just under $500 just is not the cheapest, but for that price, you're getting a really, really good device, okay? All right. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with me. Feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to help me continue to bring you guys these devices. In the future, I'm looking to try to do a giveaway. I haven't figured out all of the specifics on it yet, but I'm getting there. And once I do, you guys will know about that, okay? All right, appreciate you guys being here, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, later.